Well, it's nearly the end of February and we are still in a shout for the playoffs. I have absolutely no idea how. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 8 of One Team, One Dream, Into the Woods. My name is James, and on today's episode, we face Dover away, followed by a very tough fixture at home to third place Stockport. Since you're last with me, it's been utter misery. There's that. We've apparently forgotten how to win. So, since the last episode, where we had 2 draws, 3-3 home to Wrexham, and then a 1-1 away draw against Dagenham and Redbridge. We followed that up with 3 back-to-back losses, in which we shipped 7 goals. It was tough. I'm not going to lie. We did face a couple of difficult sides. Torquay was definitely a tough one. Notts County, we found difficulties. We've found difficulties to beat them this season. Obviously, we lost to the FA and the FA Cup trophy to them as well. Yeovil was a bit more frustrating. Yeovil was the team we faced on the first episode of the season and beat them quite comfortably, but somehow at home it just became a different kettle of fish altogether. And this is probably the result I was most happy with out of the run since the last episode. We managed to get a draw. We managed to stop the rot-ish in terms of the losses. It never felt like Chesterfield were going to win the match, but it never looked like we felt like we were going to win it either. I felt it was a very even game, and I felt that was the right result. However, today is integral because somehow, even with all this poor form, we are still in the playoffs. We're now only 2 points ahead of Bromley, so that is definitely a difficult thing. If we get a loss in today's episode, we could be out of the playoffs by the end of the episode, so I'm not saying we're safe by any stretch of the imagination, but we are still only 4 points off top of the table. It is one of those cliche seasons where, they say everyone can beat anyone, and that seems to be very much the kind of the theme for this season, which means we're still in a shout of keeping quite high up the table. Obviously, our big focus for the season and the club vision is to hit a minimum of the playoffs. So that's going to be our big focus. I'm not even really looking at this part of the table anymore. Just staying out of this section is going to be the priority. And so I'm hoping that with playing Dover, who are down in 21st place, this gives us the best chance to try and get back to winning ways, and hope that we can somehow get a draw against Stockport, and just stop the losses. I don't mind drawing games as long as we're avoiding losing. Right, before we get into the first match of today's episode, we have had, I believe it's only the one transfer. Yes, we have. Maziar Kuyar is an Afghan 23-year-old winger. He can play both right side and left side. He has come in to be competition for Thomas. Now, Thomas has been a player that I've talked about a couple of times on episodes. The frustration, the fact that how inconsistent he is. He has the ability to be an absolute superstar, but he just can't get any form. And we've tried him in a couple of different positions. One game I did actually try a 5-2-1-2 or something like that, I think it was, on a cautious mentality counter-attack, just to try something a bit different. That lasted all about 55 minutes before I panicked and went back to my old formation, because I couldn't tell if it was working correctly or not. And so we played him in the centre, and he still wasn't 100%. So Maziar coming in means that we have more competition. We do have Whiteley as well, but obviously Whiteley will normally play on the opposite side to Thomas. So we've got these 3 options now, and we've also got Courtney who can play left and right side. So we've got some really nice competition in that area. That being said, Kuyar will be actually starting in today's match. This will be his debut, so Thomas does drop down to the bench. I've also dropped Ricketts as well. Ricketts, as you can see there, is on a 6.48 in his last 5 games. He's on a 6.67 for the entire season. I'm not sure what level. He's leading player for most Vanarama National and North and South sides. Now, that to me still says that he should be able to at least hold his own with some of the lower down the league teams. But he's just not done anything this season, and as our captain, that's really disappointing. We've also still got Champion on the bench as well. He is another player who has not had a very good season. And it's becoming very, very difficult to work out who's going to play at centre-back, because Tricker and Fifield have also now developed a poor partnership when they've been playing at the back. So it's a case of, well, who kind of fits together best, almost pick your poison kind of type situation. But as these two guys currently have a positive average rating for the season, I'm kind of happy to keep them in for the time being. But actually having seen we've got a couple of tired legs out there, maybe for this game. So if we bring in Champion and Ricketts, and I'm just going to go back on everything I've just said. Maybe we'll try these two, especially against a side that's been struggling this season. See how they get on. Give them 45 minutes, and we'll go from there. We have made a little bit of a change to the way that the tactic works, though. It does unfortunately open this area up for pressure. But we have switched to a central midfielder on support and a Carolero instead of the ball-winning midfielder we had before. I feel this kind of creates a little bit more of a structure to the central midfield, whereas the ball-winning midfielder tends to be a little bit more fluid in where they go. They tend to pull away from the formation a little bit more, and that does some leave us more open. So, but this is the team that's going to be facing Dover today. Ashmore in goal, back four of Angol, Champion, Fifield and Smith, McDonnell and Ricketts in central midfield, Whiteley and Newman Kuyar is out on the right hand side, Colhurst and Shamanga up front. Shamanga playing in now a poacher role. This is the first time I've tried this. He's been playing in a deep lying forward role, which he's done pretty well with. However, the game keeps telling me that he is a poacher. We have a highlight on about 4.5 minutes. Fifield with a free kick in our half. Kuyar with his first touch on an episode. Ricketts to McDonnell. Looking for Whiteley. Whiteley goes inside instead. Falls to Colhurst to Shamanga. What is going on there? Shamanga must have been, still he is offside. That was really bizarre because Whiteley tried to take a shot, completely scuffed it, and it fell to Colhurst. Colhurst then scuffed it and it fell to Shamanga. Unfortunately, Shamanga was offside. We have a corner here with McDonnell. Whips it into the centre. To Shamanga, hits the post. On the rebound, he manages to score. That's twice now he has hit the post. In the space of 10 minutes in game, and this time he is able to take the deflection back. McDonald, a great cross into the centre, hits the post. Keeper doesn't manage to get to it. The ball comes back to him off the rebound, and Shamanga manages to score our first goal, hopefully our first of the game. But straight away, Dover have a highlight from the kickoff. Goes all the way back to Mersin, their goalkeeper. Is he going to hoof it? Looks to hoof it forward. Roses straight through, cut straight through our defence, chips it over the goalkeeper, and straight away, disappointingly, from the kickoff, Dover equalise. We weren't even able to last a matter of seconds before Dover managed to get a goal back. And it cut straight through again. I'm not sure who Champion was in the centre. It depends on, let's have a look at it. So is he on the left-hand side or the right-hand side? He is on the left-hand side. So it was actually Fifield that was out of position there. That's why there was the huge gap into the centre. We have a throw-in in our half. Don't know where that came from. Angol with the ball to Whiteley. White looking to break it forward, going on a nice run. He's been given lots of space. Now kicks it out to Kuyar, who fortunately loses the ball. And Dover are now going to look to try and bring it forward. Graham with his big ball forward again. But Fifield, lucky, this time manages to win it to McDonnell. It is end-to-end stuff. Shamanga on the volley. Unfortunately, he's offside. So this one was disallowed. What a goal that would have been. We have a throw in here with Angol. Now to Colhurst. Colhurst, for some reason, is out wide on that left-hand side, but chips it to McDonnell. McDonnell whip it into the centre. Takes a shot instead. Unfortunately, straight at Mersin, and he's easily able to collect it. Hoofs it forward. Rigg is through this time, but luckily Angol is quick to it and collects the ball. Ashmore now with the big ball forward, but only as far as the Dover player. And Rigg is through yet again, and twice we have been caught out. Are we playing? We are playing unbalanced. We are getting caught out every single time here at the back. Because that's 3 times in succession. Luckily, Dover have only scored twice. But the ball comes in. Ransom, one touch over the top. Fifield is yet again out of position. He should not be doing. He should be staying. They should be staying in a back four. The guys out out wide should be the ones pushing forward, not the centre backs. I mean, what is that for a half-time tea talk? The way the game is set, you can go back out in the second half and play without any pressure. You're having a laugh. Far from pleased with us all from this team. We are aware that we're facing 21st in the table, right? Right, let's look at the... Right, well that is surprising. I was expecting to see some detrimental average ratings when I looked at this tactics screen. I mean, both our wide players, which is not surprising, are having a poor game. Right, I think what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and do something that I don't normally do, which is I'm going to have a little bit of a fiddle with the tactic. So we're currently on counter now. To me, that means we're being very rash and trying to push the ball forward, which is why we're losing the ball. So I think if we hold shape and try and be a little bit more structured in the way that we distribute the ball forward, I think we'll drop back a little bit in terms of tempo as well. I was about to say try and work the ball into the box, but actually maybe we hit early crosses. Maybe that's what we need to do, because we've got guys in there who can hit on the volley. Maybe we try and do that. Try that for a little while. I'm not even 100% sure if those instructions work together as a tactic. I'm not sure. I'm just adjusting, seeing what happens. We have a highlight straight away with Angol with a free kick in Dover's half. McDonald with the ball to Ricketts. Ball out wide to Angol, who's now been on the overlap. Whips it into the centre to Shimanga. Shimanga unfortunately can't get it on target. Right, both Whiteley and Kuyar are having a difficult time. What we'll do is we'll switch White to that side and bring on Thomas on this left-hand side. See if he can try and inject something into this game. We have we don't have a corner. Dover have a corner. Whipped into the centre, right at the back post. Another set piece. I don't even think that guy was being marked at the back post. Graham with the corner. At the back. There is nobody there. Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to have to reevaluate our corner tactics by the looks of it, because there is nobody in this centre bit here. We have one player being marked by 3. We then have another 3 who are apparently marking these 2 guys here, and then we have 3 who are just stood by themselves. Right, it's not making a massive amount of difference, but let's see if we bring on a few more people. See if we've got anybody else to bring on. Colhurst isn't having a very good game, so I'm going to switch him out for McKinnon. Let's put McKinnon back in more the deep lying forward position and push Shimanga forward into the advanced forward position. And McDonald is struggling for fitness. He's picked up a bit of an injury, so we'll take him off. And we have a highlight going on in the background. Ricketts with the ball to McDonald, back to Ricketts. Now to Champion, out wide to Thomas. Is he going to go? He goes inside to McDonald, to Ricketts. Now to Shimanga. Shimanga with... He did not look offside there. We'll have to watch this again. Thomas to McDonald. I mean, he did. He must have. Yeah, he just looped back. It was the guys here that made it look like he was onside initially to me. I mean, how many chances am I going to give Ashmore? Because 6.3. And do you know what? Champion and Fifield, this says to me it's his fault. Because if you look, 7.1, 7.0, Fifield and Champion have actually played pretty well. Ashmore has played terribly. And it's not the first time. And you can guarantee that I'll be having a conversation with him outside. He's already had a fine this season, and he got in a huff about it. I'm going to take a shot that he's probably going to have the same thing again. Right, well, that was not a great start. Hopefully it's just that we maybe struggle to play against some of the teams that are lower than us. And fingers crossed, we can try and get a result. However, I've just seen that Stockport are now up to second in the table. How did they get on in their game? 4-2 against Altrincham. Oh, it's gonna be a tough episode. It's match day against Stockport, but I thought I'd start with this before we get into the match. We've had in and out. We've had probably 4 or 5 trialists in every single week since the start of the season. This is just one of many, but this is one of the very few I've actually offered a proper contract to. So this is Ben Winter, who is a 23-year-old English right back. I have brought him in. I'm trying to bring him in to be competition for Kane Smith, because the only actual other right back we have is Matthew France, who doesn't really have the potential to be fighting for a first team slot. And Wes Dobson, who's also in the under-18s, is actually a centre-back who can play left and right back, but is destined, especially at 6'5", to be hopefully a pretty decent centre-back when he's a bit older. So Ben Winters, I'm going to try and bring him in. He's 3.5-star current ability, a full 5-star potential ability, be it half a white star. The 86 rating straight away stood out to me, and I had a look through his stats. He's got some good stamina, good pace. Maybe definitely can need to develop a little bit on the mental side of his attributes. But okay at crossing, marking, and tackling. So he's going to be good going forward as well as dropping back and defending. I was hoping he would come in for this match. Unfortunately, he hasn't. So let's get into the second match. So this is a team that is going to face Stockport in today's tough home fixture. We have Huddard in goal after I have dropped Ashmore out of the squad altogether. Angol, Champion, Fifield and Smith are the back four. Smith is struggling for fitness. Unfortunately, that new right back didn't come in time. So unfortunately, we're still down just to the one right back. We have McDonald and Ricketts in central midfield. I've switched now McDonald to a box-to-box. See if he can maybe try and cover a little bit more ground in the centre area. Hopefully it'll mean he'll cover a little bit more on here. Whiteley and Kuyar this time are the two wingers, with Colehurst and Shamanga up front. Shamanga dropping back into that deep lying forward position again. I know probably switching things around game to game isn't necessarily going to help the guys when it comes to developing familiarity with the tactic, but I was a little bit worried that the loss of possession in this area was quite prevalent in the last match. A couple of times players would collect the ball in this area and just hoof it over the top. So I really want to try and get a few more people in this area to try and stop that from happening. So I've said in the team talk that we owe Stockport after the last match. Let's go out and get some revenge. I've tried also a range of different tacts in terms of the team talk over the last couple of weeks, just to see if encouragement works, if berating them works, if kind of sympathising with them works. So we'll go with this one instead, because I don't really expect a result from this game. This is going to be a tough fixture. We've struggled against much worse sides than this in recent weeks, and so I think anything that doesn't include a loss is going to be a positive. But we've kept possession well here with the ball. Kuyar with the whip into the centre to Colehurst. Kuyar with his first assist of the season, and Colehurst with his 30th goal of the season. 30 goals. This man is insane, and is one of the reasons I think why we are where we are, even though we've lost kind of recently. This man just putting it into the back of the net 30 times this season, and it's only February. He's still got another 2.5 months to go yet until the end of the season. I'm sure he'll easily get close to probably the 40 goal mark if he carries on the way he's going. Now, Stockport had a throw in here. Kane did win the ball back, but then somehow lost it, bizarrely. Kuyar with the ball to Ricketts. Now the ball forward to Colehurst. Colehurst, unfortunately, is being marked by two men and loses out. Ball was hooved forward, but Fifield wins the ball back. Now to Thomas, to McDonald. Chips it forward. Unfortunately, Colehurst was out of position, and when I was able to collect the ball. Ball comes forward yet again, this time for Hector Ingram. I recognise that name from previous saves. Ball goes in the centre to Bennett, to Keane. Keane with the second shot. Of course he gets his first goal of the season when it's February. Why would he not score his first goal against us? Just to rub it in. But there we go. Almost just like the previous match with Dover. We managed to... we hit first. But Stockport have hit back almost immediately. And that makes it 1-1 after only 4 minutes. Oh God. Stockport have a free kick. Rooney into the centre to Bennett. Huddard makes the save. I mean, it was straight at him, but he stood firm and true and managed to put it round the post for a corner. Rooney with the corner. Whipped into the centre to Fifield. Not to Fifield, but Fifield manages to clear it. But unfortunately, Gilmore is the quickest when it comes to collecting loose ball. Puts it forward to Malif. Into the centre to Bennett. And in a matter of minutes, we're seeing exactly the same game as the Dover match. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to watch this if this carries on. Right, Stockport have another corner. Rooney whipped in the centre. To Stott at the back post. Stott's shot, luckily, it goes over the bar. Wow, that's my Stott's shot. That's definitely a little bit of that's a mini tongue twister. And the highlights are relentless at the moment for Stockport, but we do manage to win the ball back from their throw-in. But it's whipped into the centre to Huddard. Hopefully this is a sign that we're going to be pushing forward now. Huddard with the huge ball forward. Shamanga is through. I don't think he's offside. He takes a shot. Their goalkeeper does well to get down and puts it round the post. Maybe Shamanga should have pulled it across goal, but he still managed to get the shot away, which is good. McDonald with the throw in into the centre. Bennett, unfortunately, is able to clear the ball quite easily. There was nobody really pressuring him there for the ball. I believe this is another corner. No, it's a free kick. We know McDonald can hit it from this range, and he whips it round the wall. Another good save. Second save shot from Fifield. Shelby, the Stockport goalkeeper, manages to make the double save there. And knocks it forward. The ball is, oh my god, the ball is hit the wrong way. Hector Ingram now has the ball on the edge of the penalty area. To Gilmore, whipped in the centre. Malif is at the back post. There was nobody there. What is Angel doing? One thing this version of the game is telling me is making very, very clear is I am terrible at tactics because I have no idea how to fix this. How do you stop a left back not marking, or how do you stop a left back from being out of position? I mean, we're less than 30 minutes in, and there is some awful ratings in this team. Right, I'm just gonna have to demand more. When I say fire up, they always get upset, so I'm gonna go demand more. Angol with the ball, with the throw in. Thomas just didn't even bother. Turns into his man and just loses it easily. As Stockport are coming forward, and there is a chance they could be scoring 4 before half time. Rooney with the ball through to Bennett, and it is 4. And I have no idea what to say or do at this point. I'm not watching it again. I mean, do we change it now? Because it's embarrassing. What do we do? What do we do? Do you know what? I think we're going to go with this. This is a completely different tactic. This is a completely different tactical style. We are now playing a 4-4-2 Route 1. Yeah, we're going as non-league as we can with this. So we're playing Route 1 4-4-2. We've got... So yeah, Huddard, Angol, Champion, Fifield and Smith are now on a flat back 4. So you've got Thomas inverted winger, we've got Kuyar as a winger on that right hand side. He's more comfortable back in this kind of middle 4 anyway. And McDonald and Ricketts haven't really changed. And then we have Colehurst and Shamanga up front as the poacher and the advance forward. And the tactic is going to be hoof it and see what happens. And straight away we have a highlight. Stockport with the throw in their half. Thomas wins the ball back, whipped to the centre to Colehurst. Colehurst 1-on-1 with the keeper. I have no idea what the keeper did there, but they have provided us with a goal back almost immediately. Malif with the throw in. Thomas gets the ball. I mean, if this is Route 1, I'm happy with this. But the goalkeeper came out and just stood out the way. I mean, that was very kind of him. That was very nice of you, Shelby. Thank you for the goal. Right, coming into half time, I'm hoping that wasn't just a one-off goal that our second, and hopefully that is a sign that we can do some things in a better in the second half. And we do have a throw in here with Angol to Thomas to McDonald to Angol. Now, based on the tactic, he should hoof the ball over the top to Colehurst. Colehurst tries to take a shot from range, but there's guys in front of him. Ricketts with the ball now to Kuyar. Can he do anything with it? Looks to try and bring it inside, but loses the ball out to Gilmore, unfortunately. Bennett puts it forward, but we are dropping back. There we go, that's better. Defence dropping back, collecting the ball. Huddard with the ball now. Another big ball forward, this time to Shamanga. Out wide to Kuyar. Kuyar's got a little bit of work to do, but manages to go round his man. Looks to bring whipped into the centre to Colehurst. Colehurst hits the post, but the ricochet back. We are back within 1 goal of Stockport. Right, let's make some changes. McDonald is playing poorly. He's tired and is on a booking, so we'll take him off. Angol's struggling as well, so we'll bring on Femi. And we'll leave those two for the time being. Right, Stockport have a free kick with Rooney. Whipped into the box. Femi manages to clear it. Shamanga's in a little bit of space. Can we counter-attack this now? Shamanga's turned. He's now got room to run. Whips it right across to Colehurst. He's in space. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Slides it past. And we are now 4-4. And we have pulled it back. Oh my god. We have pulled this back from the brink of just utter humiliation. Absolutely fantastic these guys have been since we changed that tactic. I think we'll be sticking with this one going forward. Right, it looks like so Stockport have a corner with Rooney. Whipped into the centre. To the back post. How quickly this has turned around from being so positive. I mean, it is positive. We've scored 4 goals. And do you know what? I said that I was expecting to lose in this match. I mean, Smith is getting fined, and he's not. He's going to be lucky if he's anywhere near the team at this point. He has been awful recently. They played really, really well in that second half. And I'm so disappointed, especially for them, that they didn't even get a point out of that, because they did play really, really well in that second once we changed the tactic. Right, Smith is jaded to do with the rest. I mean, if that's what it's all about, if that's why he's playing poorly, then maybe as soon as this guy comes in, we send Smith on a rest for a week or two. Hopefully he comes back with a better mentality. Colehurst, I didn't realise he'd scored all 4 goals in that match. This man is... Oh my God. We are losing this guy in the summer if we don't do better. Because there is no way he is sticking around with the goals that he is scoring if we don't manage to get into the playoffs this year. I'm going to shake his hand. Superb in front of goal. The man is just... I mean, let's end on some positivity. Look at the state of that. 27 appearances, 26 goals, 4 assists, 8 player of the match, 7.30, and we are struggling to win. I mean, that shows you how bad the rest of the team is when he is scoring this many goals and we are still losing as often as we are. The man is a machine. Absolutely machine. And we make it 10 without a win. Going for our own records. Right. When are we going to come back? Hopefully in less of a pit of misery. It's going to be the Sutton and Bromley double header. Hopefully we are in a better vein of football. I mean, we've only got 2 games in between then to try and get better at it. But that will be the next episode. I really want to thank those that have been continuing to watch these because they've not been easy episodes to play. Never mind episodes probably to watch. Hopefully with the new tactic in place we can try and get some more positive results and some happier episodes. Once we start to get 1 or 2 positive results, the morale will start to fix itself and we'll get in a better place. But I think to also boost the morale, if we can give the video a like, that would be much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of brand new FM21 videos. And thank you very much for watching.